If you're wondering why the new Ethereum ETF approval is causing this huge wave, you found the perfect video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing the ins and outs of this newest, most recent ETF approval in regards to Ethereum, and we're going to be looking at the charts to see what they tell us going forward. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, now that we are looking at a recent article that was just published by Bitcoin.com, we are going to see what they are saying about this huge wave in Ethereum before we actually get into the charts. So let's look at it, alright? So it says Ethereum jumps 18% amid speculation of SEC approval for spot ETFs. The value of Ethereum, ETH, the second largest cryptocurrency by market capitalization, has increased nearly 18% against the US dollar due to speculation that the US Securities and Exchange Commission might approve some spot Ether exchange traded funds, or ETFs. Alright, it says on Monday, Ethereum reached an intraday peak of $3,691 per coin, which is insane. That's a huge jump from what it was at. It says, amid swirling rumors on social media and forums about the potential SEC approval of several spot ETH ETFs, according to a report by CoinDesk. 3 sources told the publication exchanges were allegedly instructed by the SEC to update their 19B-4 filings on an accelerated basis. So as you can see right here, what we're looking at, if this is to get approved, we could see huge waves in the market in regards to Ethereum if this was to get approved. This is additionally Bloomberg analyst Eric Bachunas and James Seffart raised their approval predictions from 25% to 75%. ETH experienced a substantial increase following the speculation, climbing from 3,100 at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on May 20th to a high of 3,691 per coin at 6:30 p.m. So within like a 3-hour difference. And they have a little view of the trading view chart as it was going up, which we're going to look at as well. And basically it just says Ethereum has appreciated 18% against the US dollar, gaining $551 in value over the past 2 hours. So as we can see what's happening, it commands the third highest trade volume of the day with 26.99 billion traded in the last 24 hours. So there's a lot of news going around the ETF approval and Ethereum as a whole. But let's look at the charts so we can see what they are telling us along with what we just saw. All right. Lots of stuff to look at. Holy cow. Okay. All right. So we can see we were on a downtrend. We always going to mark our charts up so we can see where we are at. I like to mark them up with you guys in case you're wondering, like, why doesn't he have the charts marked up? I like to mark these up with you guys every video, so hopefully you're paying attention and you can see how I'm doing this, how I read the charts, and maybe you will catch on to what I'm doing and help you in the near future. So we're going to do a little bit of support right here. Some historical support that has played out in the past. And then we're going to have some resistance right here. All right. As we can see, from right here, made a huge pump right here. This is where the 18% started at. All right. That rose the coin from around $3,000 to almost, $3,700, and it's above $3,700 at the moment. But within that 3-hour span, it went up 18%. But you can see before that, we were in a very strong downtrend in between the support and resistance. In between these two, basically consolidating with no breakouts. But as you can see, price reacts at these areas of supply and demand that I will mark out for you guys to see. Maybe you can understand it a little bit easier. And it's basically around the support and resistance area, but it's basically a box opposed to just a strict line like the support and resistance. So we see that price, every time it gets into these areas, it tends to react very heavily. For an example, if we look right here, price come down here and wicked, rejected, shot back up. All right. Came here again and did it again. Came here again, did it again. As you can see, played around a little bit before actually taking off. So, as we can see, when we get around these areas, the way price reacts, if it rejects it, more than 2 or 3 times, there's a good chance that it's going to go in the opposite direction. We tend to see that whether we're at the top or at the bottom. But as we can see, we're at the bottom at this time, near a support area, also a supply and demand zone, breaking through and making a huge push. This leaves us a little area of supply and demand right here, also causing a huge fair gap in the market, which will have to be filled in the future. What I think this is going to do going forward, if we can draw this out, we have price where it's at right now. We could see, honestly, a little play around right here before, and it could come back up here, but we will see price come back into this area for sure to fill this huge gap that we have right here in the market. It's just how the cookie crumbles. It's just how the dice roll. It will have to be filled, but with the ETF approval likely happening, we could see price come down here before actually taking off and setting an all-time high. So if we do break out of this, obviously we're going to go and have to look back at the future, in the past, to see where price could have any bumps in the road like it did in the past. And also, just another little thing to add on what we're looking at right now, so you have a little bit more comfortability that we are actually pumping, and we are pumping at a rapid rate. We love trend lines as market structure traders. You can see right here, we hit this, come back down, finally tap back into this trend line area, which causes subtle and fast movements in the market. We tap into that area and we drop, coming back down to a supply and demand support and resistance area. We come really close before dropping again. Then we kind of hang out in this area before taking off, slowly but surely breaking through right here this trend line in a very fashionable way and heading to the moon, which we are at right now. We are in a standstill, but once price, either breaks out of right here or right here, you can look for, either an uptrend or downtrend to continue. And that is basically, what is happening at the moment. I will keep you guys updated. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you so much for tuning in. Peace.